co-creating at its best. So what's up? You're knowing what you are wanting. It becomes clearer and clearer. You like the feeling of desire? You like the feeling of unfulfilled desire? Liar. Do you like the sensation of focusing? Do you like realizing that you can focus? Do you like coming into an awareness of the power of focus? Are you beginning to realize the power of focus, the power of thought? Do you understand your relationship with the broader picture? Coming more to it, wanting to understand it? Do you know that you are eternal beings? You know that you are eternal beings? Apparently not. We understand why you're not really ready to jump right into the middle of a statement like that, because you are pretty much accustomed to your point of view. Your significant but scanty point of view. It's significant in that it really matters. In other words, what you are up to matters, not just to you, but to all that is. But in the larger scheme of things, it's scanty in that you're focused here right now. For the most part, when you are having a moment in time, what's going on in the environment around you is, to a large extent, the reason for your focus. You are utilizing your ability to translate vibration visually through your eyes, through your ears, through all of your physical senses. You are so good at perception as it's being translated through your physical senses that this time-space reality, but even more significant, what's happening right here, right now, has the majority of your attention. So when you begin to understand that your power of focus is just that, it's the power of focus, then sometimes you might want to step back a little more broadly and not let what is right here, right now, this red hot minute, to be what controls how you feel. You don't want it to control how you think. And the only way that you can get around that is by beginning to look more broadly, by beginning to look more deeply, by being more of who you really are more of the time. Otherwise, what's going on right here, right now, will tend to capture your attention. And then what happens is, what is gets your attention, and then you get more of what is. And then what is, which just became more, gets more of your attention, and then you get more of that. And so it begins to feel, to many of you, like you don't have creative control over your life experience. You become more reactors to what you're observing rather than creators of what you want. So we like to help you to understand that in order to sort of break that cycle of what we lovingly call what is-itis in your life, in other words, what is so dominant that you just sort of stay where you are. And don't you know it with most people? Aren't they sort of living the same theme in their life? Different faces sometimes, different places sometimes, but basically the same sort of patterns are going on around them because they are such keen observers of what's going on around them. And if there is anything that you could hear from us that would be of enormous benefit to you, it would be to decide that you are going to observe that which is pleasing to you and ignore that which is not pleasing to you and fill in the gaps. And we got to tell you, there are going to be a lot of them, especially in the beginning. Fill in the gaps with your own thoughts, and they must be general, because you can't go from specifically observing unwanted things to specifically observing wanted things. Law of attraction just doesn't provide that much of that to you. You're going to get, for the most part, what you're feeling. So we want to sort of lay a basis of understanding here for you. We want to convince you of something that we know so clearly, and that is it's much easier than you have been letting it be. And you have the ability to focus much more than you know that you do. But we love you so very much. You always know when we say that we're getting ready to tell you something that you don't want to hear. We love you so much, you are lazy focusers, because you've become sort of at ease with letting your life entertain you, rather than you create the life that is entertaining to you. And so, rather than being such observers, as we are moving through these hours that we are together, we want to sort of call your attention to an understanding that you can focus. No matter what's going on, you have the power to focus around it. You have the power to focus it into a softer place if it isn't pleasing you. You have the power to focus into a more deliberate place if it is pleasing you. And the general theme that we'll be talking about, and it'll be easy for you to hear it because we are very persistent in our delivery of it, because it is the most important thing that you could hear from us, is that if you are in your moment, for whatever reason, whether you're focused past, present, or future, upon something that is not pleasing to you, get as general about it as you can get. Be as not specific as you can be. Back away from it, back away from it, back away from it as much as you can until you find ease in your more general thought. But if you are in any moment in time thinking about something that is pleasing to you, whether it is a thought from the past or something that you are observing in the present or something that you are anticipating or wanting in the future, and this thought that you are focused upon feels good to you, then become as specific as you can about it. Because in the specifics of anything, there is faster moving energy and therefore more power. If you get specific about something unwanted, two things happen. Not only does that unwanted thing move more rapidly toward you and fill in more of the details of your life, but there is the potential. It happens every time. We shouldn't call it potential. We should call it, there is the factual, for sure, reality that is ensuing. It's like a freight train moving down a very fast track. And it goes like this. When you get specific about unwanted things, you're going to feel really, really bad. Because the larger part of you is only specific about things that you want. The larger part of you is very specific, knows clearly who you are. And we want you to understand why. Do you get it that you are more than you see in this focus that is here? Do you understand that you come from a broader perspective that still exists? You're not dead or alive, physical or non-physical. You are always life, flowing. And as you are here in this physical body, there's the part of you that was before you got here. Yes, it was before you got here, but it is while you are here. It is the larger part of you that still exists simultaneously while you are here. And you are constantly feeling the feedback, the vibrational and therefore emotional feedback between that vantage point and the vantage point that you are holding in any moment. So let's say you're focused upon something that you are feeling appreciation about. And you stay in that soft, good-feeling energy, and you allow yourself to focus with even more appreciation about this thing. As you tune yourself through your physical environment, through the power of your mind, into more specifics of this wanted thing, you literally, vibrationally allow a merging of the broader perspective of you who is already there and always in that pure positive vibrational wavelength. And when you tune into that, you come into your true power. That's when you feel frisky and full and fun. That's when you feel passion and sureness and clarity. That's when you feel stability and vibrancy and love. That's when you truly be who you are, you see. And if we were standing in your physical shoes, that would be our quest in every moment. We would be looking around every environment for a reason to merge with that broader perspective. Why? Is it because I'm here in my body and I want to be a puppet on a string and I just want somebody who really knows what they're doing to run the show? Not at all in any way. Because that source energy that's flowing through you is not creating your reality. It is merging with the reality that you create, provided it's a reality that doesn't defy the energy that it already is. That was a mouthful. Did you get it? We'll back up and say it again. Who you have been becoming as source energy is as a result of the experience that you have been allowing yourself exposure to here in this life experience. So when you know from your physical format what you don't want, you also know more clearly what you do want. And the larger part of you hones in on that discovery and that decision and becomes it and holds the vibrational space of that. Holds that place marker, that newly evolved place marker. So now you've just expanded. You expanded. The question is, are you in your physical format going to keep up with it? And the answer for almost 100% of you is, no, I'm not going to keep up with it because I'm a lazy focuser. I'm not going to keep up with it because instead of focusing upon the decision that I've come to, I'm going to stay focused on the reason I came to the decision. I'm going to defend and justify the decision, but I won't go with it. That's just too easy. Life should be more struggle, you say. I need to defend and justify my well-being to a much greater extent. I will not just go there. Now, you have moments of clarity and moments of aligning with who you really are. But for the most part, you are letting what you are observing around you dominate your focus. And that's really what we want to talk with you about today. Not for a moment do we want you to withdraw your attention from this time-space reality, because you came forth to create within it. And you know what else? Not only did you come forth in your physical form to create within it, we all came with you. So everything that you are living, everything that you are knowing, everything that you are wanting, everything that you are becoming, we're right there with you. And the only time you ever feel negative emotion is when you create a space for all of us and then you don't join us in the space that you've created. You will never be upset if you don't join someone else in the space that they have created. It doesn't matter what anybody else is doing. It doesn't matter the contrast that they're living. It doesn't matter when they know what they don't want and then they know what they do want and they create a magnificent space. It doesn't matter that someone else has become something and you're not going with what they have become. That doesn't matter at all. You're not going to get any emotional feedback about that. You only get emotional feedback when you don't let yourself in any moment be what, who, how you have become. So isn't it nice that you have this perfect guidance system within you, active in every moment, that is giving you one reading only, one message, one constant message, and the message is this: you have expanded just recently, just seconds ago. You expanded more just seconds ago. And this emotional feeling that you have is your indicator of how well you're keeping up or not with who you have become. And everything you feel is about that. Most humans who you will meet don't know that, because they are measuring their feedback from other humans. They're seeking approval from others. They care about what somebody else thinks about them. They have set their own guidance system aside long ago. And as a result, most people are lost in the sense that they're looking to a lot of people for guidance, and the people that they're looking to are really inconsistent in the guidance that they give. Have you noticed? Come this way, come this way, come this way. This is right, this is right, this is right, this is right. Live over here, do this, dress this way, look like this, be like this, act like this. These are the principles you should live by. These are the principles that you should live by. We are surprised that you are all not stark raving mad. Because there is so much feedback from so many around you who would like you to be slightly different or largely different than you are in order to make them feel better in their observation of you. Because they still don't get it. They still think that how they feel is about you, and they're still trying to control you. They're still trying to control you so that they will feel better, but not just you, everybody else too. And they're having a hard time, have you noticed? It's really a lot of responsibility to need to control circumstances and events and other people in order to feel better. It's a lot of responsibility, and they'll never, ever figure it out or even come close to it, and you won't either. So when you finally get it, that how you feel is about one thing and one thing only, there's a larger part of you that is pulsing within you, who adores you, who knows your value, who knows your clarity, who knows your goodness, who knows who you are, who is offering a vibrational, steady, vibrational rhythm of that. And you have the option in every moment of joining that rhythm and thriving, of joining that rhythm and soaring, of joining that rhythm and having the best time in this moment. Or you have the option of pinching it off and then blaming some outside circumstance for the discord that you are feeling, when really you have complete control over how good or bad you feel in any moment in time. There is nothing that is big enough to be your excuse for feeling bad. And when you finally figure that out, you will, for the first time in your life, be free. Be free of the bondage of uncontrolled